Beautiful. Hit this. Good morning, Longmont. Here we are again at podcast number 4. Yeah, I can count them on one hand. Don't worry, in a week, 2 weeks, they'll be on 2 hands.
Good morning, Ken. How are you?
Good morning, Ginny. I am well.
Good.
So I am sitting with Ginny Schuster from
Contact mapping.
Contact Mapping.
How could you forget? It's only been podcast number 4. How long is it going to take for me to drill it into you? Contact mapping.
I didn't know if that was what you're doing full time or you're doing other stuff as well.
Oh, of course I'm doing lots of stuff, but contact mapping is why I'm here today, Ken.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I'm with Godfrey Marketing, and underneath you're going to see some links, and you can go to Godfrey Marketing with shirts. Today we're sponsored by Dab Whores. Yes, Dab Whores.
Ooh.
Where you can buy wonderful vaporizers like the Hi-Fi Duo, and this is for basically dabbing, but you know, the Hi-Fi Duo works on flour, works on dabs, works on anything just about, and it's an awesome machine. I mean, awesome. It's probably
flour. So that's not the flour that you make bread with, is it?
That's the flour that you smoke weed with.
Oh.
That's like the flour when it comes out as the bud and it gets ground out.
Oh.
You do realize we're in Colorado, right? Where everything happens and everything happens first.
I've led a sheltered life. I have a lot to learn.
Okay, I'm going to go into weed just a little bit.
Okay, thank you.
You have generally weed which is floured and the buds, and then we broke it down and smoked those.
Okay.
And then for all the other people, the cooks, the chefs, by the way, thank you, the brownie people out there. I love you. I will always love you. This weight is not from beer, it is from brownies. And pop brownies we get more.
Topped with ice cream.
Yes, or whatever, or cardboard. It doesn't really matter. When you're high, everything is wonderful.
Right, there you go.
And so, what they did is they took the extract for the butter and the other stuff for cooking. They took it to another level, and they do the extract and do it in the shatter, do it in the dabs, do it in all sorts of things. So you get a shitload more THC.
Ooh, wow.
Like instead of smoking weed, you're smoking hash. But now you're smoking hash plus.
Ooh, oh my.
Yeah,
they've really improved on that, those chefs.
Yes, they have. I am still just a lightweight.
Yeah.
I'll take like 1 or 2 hits and I'm done.
Yeah.
And these people that take like, a bunch of hits of dabs and shatter and stuff like that, and can function.
I can't understand how they can function.
No, I become one with the couch.
Oh.
If after 3 hits.
Like this?
Oh, no, it's like this.
Oh,
it's like,
okay.
It's laying back, it's smiling, it's just you become one with the couch.
Oh me, oh my, and you can probably pull out little feathers if you're lucky.
I can't move like that. No, I'm not.
Take a look at them and go, can I stuff this back into the pillow?
Okay, you're confusing weed with acid at this point.
Oh, okay. Well, I told you, I've led a sheltered life and I don't know too much about this, so.
We're gonna save acid for another show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have a lot of dead shows that I've done acid with. I had a crazy woman I did acid with once, and I knew that we wouldn't make it.
Yeah.
It was just, she was nuts.
Yeah.
She was nuts. It's like
her personality really came out.
Oh my God, you really can see somebody, and it wasn't horrible, but it was an 8-hour awkward.
Oh.
Yeah, you know how you're awkward.
How could it be awkward? Because when you're both kind of not talking and at one with the couch.
Oh no, that's weed.
Oh.
We're talking acid. Okay?
Oh,
There's a totally different experience on both of these. This is like, oh shit, wow.
Oh.
Yeah, that's acid.
Oh.
That's picking the things up.
Oh,
That's putting them
okay.
back in. That's like,
Yeah.
with, so it was an 8-hour.
Maybe I'm on the wrong show.
You are. You're on the wrong channel. And so I took this acid with this girl. I'm gonna go to the story. I took this acid with this
I
girl.
think I'm gonna cry.
Her name was Nikki.
Yeah,
And, she had some issues, like her friends wrote her letters saying, listen, it's better if we just don't ever see each other again.
okay.
Not one, but a few. And I'm like, no, this is, and I'm a very friendly guy. But these people were adamant, leave me the fuck alone.
Ooh,
But I'm
okay.
a young...
That's kind of clear.
I'm a young 25-year-old, 26-year-old, and I don't understand that. And then after I got really, after we did acid, we were not on the same level. It was obvious that there was something wrong with this chick.
Oh, okay.
And so,
You were not at one.
we were not, you were one with the world, but we were not one with each other. And so, but, it's unique when you're doing acid. It generally is a beautiful thing where you bond with somebody.
Yeah.
And, you laugh like hell. But we had fun. We were getting Grateful Dead tickets, and we parked in a parking lot to get Grateful Dead tickets in Salisbury, North Carolina.
Yeah. Did you see them, or did you just buy the tickets?
Oh, no. We went to buy the tickets, but we got there and we dosed and we had a great time. We hung out on the hood of the car, we talked, and it was...
You don't have to go into details, we don't need tons of information.
No, I know. But after the entire night was over,
Yeah.
we walked over to the door and it said, form a line at 8 in the morning, blah, 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 blah. We're gonna sell them randomly. So you're gonna put everyone's name in a bucket.
You're
So
kidding.
whether or not we waited 8 hours or 10 minutes, it didn't really matter.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so today, what's our big highlight? What are we gonna talk about?
I don't know, I brought you this cool newspaper called National Enquirer. And
May I see it?
Oh, yes, sirree.
Okay,
There you
nice.
go.
For everybody looking, National Enquirer. This is, I'm telling you.
They're not 99 cents anymore, folks.
These
If you
are
want good gossip, you gotta pay more.
$4.99.
Can you believe that?
I
I think that it was taxed too.
excuse me. When you have articles about Bat Boy, come on.
You gotta pay for
You
it.
gotta pay for it, and especially when you're realizing it's true. Okay, on the news for this, we got Kelly Clarkson, divorce turns ugly. Imagine that.
I asked him who that was.
Kelly Clarkson, the first one that won America's
Most talented?
America's Got Talent.
Oh,
bullshit.
okay,
And
okay.
she sung, and she went on to huge success. And obviously, huge success with her husband's going to cost her about $1.4 million.
Ouch, ouch.
Do you want to talk?
That's like winning the lotto.
It depends on how the first 5 years went with her.
Right,
You never know.
Yeah.
Or with him, he could be
Yeah.
a douche.
yeah.
So you just don't know. But anyhow, so there's a lot of good stuff in there. What do you want to touch on first? The divorce? I don't know, because it's gonna drag me into the pit of hell with my books.
I'm
So
not sure I
maybe-
like that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, man. Everybody likes Fox News, and they're talking about a sex scandal explodes.
Excuse me. What is the first part? Everybody likes Fox News? Oh my
Well,
God.
that's why they're on the front page.
They're on the
A
front.
new lawsuit. What do you think?
I think it's probably one of the girls harassing one of the guys. Is what I
Oh,
think.
man, who's got money, maybe?
Absolutely. No. She was probably trying to go for sex, putting a guy in the corner. Look, if you want to raise up, you need to have sex with me, or you're not getting anywhere. And that's probably what she told the guy. And now
Yeah.
the guy's saying, no, this is sexual harassment.
Yeah, right, okay.
You don't believe me, do you?
That happens every day, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm telling you, there was oh God, who was it? Robert Redford, or not Robert Redford, something with Demi Moore where she did that too.
Oh, she did?
Oh, yeah, no, it's a movie.
Oh,
But-
in the movie, okay.
Yeah, thank God the guy in the movie left his phone on to record a voice conversation.
Oh, wow.
Because, she was all over him, he was married, he was like, no, and then she turned it around and said, he sexually assaulted me, and it went through blah, 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 blah,
Oh.
blah,
Ooh.
and it went through the courts, and he got, he was a pariah.
Oh,
Because when
wow.
a woman does that, you immediately turn a guy into a pariah. He's on his heels, he's got to defend himself.
Yeah.
That,
yeah.
and I'm gonna go into this just a tad, that's what a lot of women do in family court, to get control of the kids, get control of everything. They put a guy on their heels,
Yeah.
and they say, he was abusive, he hit me, he sexually molested the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and now.
I do know, we had a friend that happened to, and it was devastating to him. He didn't go into the extent that you did of writing a book, but he was definitely devastated about it. And I think we mentioned this before about the kids at Duke, how it just ruined their life.
Oh, yeah.
So the world's definitely changed.
The world has definitely changed. Lawyers and the Bar Association know that you use this as a tactic,
Yeah.
and I honestly think most of the Bar Association and lawyers need to be turned into glue.
Yeah.
The old horses and the lawyers and the Bar Association. I was friendly with attorneys for a long time.
Yeah.
And until I ran into this family court bullshit where and it's the Wild West, anything goes.
So why is family court different than the other?
Family court, the judges are, for the most part, I'm not gonna say all of them, there are some that are actually okay, but a large majority of them are criminals, are abusive criminals, and they're protected by sheriff's departments and police departments.
So why do you
And-
say that? Let's dig into that deeper. Is
You-
it
you- okay.
because of, are they paid off that you feel? Or what is it that you see happens?
Yes.
Yes, that
Okay,
they get
just,
paid
just,
off?
just in my case.
Yeah,
Okay, first of all, to be a judge, you have, I forget what the word is, when you can't be touched by laws, you have,
immunity?
thank you, you have judicial immunity.
Yeah,
And what that basically does is, all of a sudden, if that judge, that attorney, a lot of attorneys are narcissistic, all of a sudden that sends them through the roof. No one can fucking touch me, I can do anything.
so
okay.
their ego gets involved.
Oh, their ego's been involved to be an attorney.
Yeah,
For most part, and then to grow into it. Just in my case, but in so many other cases, my judge was bribed. I have documentation that my ex's attorney's firm donated to his election. They say that's okay, but not when he's sitting on a case.
yeah.
So, but it's across the board. It's Colorado, North Carolina, New York. So many of these judges are pieces of shit and criminals. And hold on, let me
Yeah,
finish,
yeah.
because I know you're asking, is it kickbacks, is it bribes?
Yeah.
Not just that, it's
Yeah.
immunity.
Yeah.
And when you try and go to judicial standards in any state, they're gonna tell you to go fuck yourself, no matter how egregious the judge was, because they're protecting judges. They're put
Now,
together,
who's protecting judges?
the judicial standards committees in almost every
So
single.
that's the higher up level of the state?
Absolutely.
Each state?
In
Okay.
each state, they have some judicial commission like that oversees the judges, put together by judges, put together by.
And are we voting on any of those?
No, these are all appointed people.
So the people above them, though, are we voting on them?
Yes, we are. But it doesn't matter who you vote for. The Bar Association and the judges are so powerful and are demanding their immunity across the boards.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. It
Well,
really
here's
is.
something that, since we're getting into that, I'd like to point out that when I was younger, I did not realize the importance of looking at the details on the ballot of the judges. I just thought, for some reason,
Oh.
naively,
Yeah.
oh yeah, just go ahead and have them reappointed. Now I dig into who they are, what kind of voting record they have,
Yeah.
whether,
And that's only good to a certain extent, because almost all of them are corrupt.
okay.
And I say almost all judges are corrupt,
Yeah.
because the entire judicial system is corrupt and it's based on corruption.
Yeah,
If you were to go to a criminal court judge,
uh-huh,
and say, oh, I heard you were a judge. He'd be like, yeah, I am, I'm judge whatever.
Yeah.
And then you say, oh, are you a family court judge? Almost everyone will be like, no.
yeah,
And they say that because they know how criminal family court judges are.
yeah,
They, due process, fuck you, we don't give a shit. Any type of child care in the best interest of the child, fuck them, we don't care, as long as it brings money into our state.
oh,
Yeah.
okay,
I don't know if you're aware of this, but this is a beautiful thing. When a judge fucks a family and splits them apart and causes trauma between both the child and the parent, they get money. They're
Oh.
paid off.
oh, okay, I
You know,
think I remember you saying that,
They're
yeah.
paid from Title 4D because they get 7 to 12 times more money in child support. So it's in their best interest to rip families apart. And they're not a court, they're not a judicial court, they're not justice. They are a business in operation.
Yeah, yeah, and it's hard to envision that a lawyer is a business when, and yet, once you start to realize that they are paid and how they're paid, it starts to make sense.
Absolutely.
So in our case, I do have a little bit of knowledge about attorneys. We were really fortunate because I was dealing with my mother's estate. And we had a gal who represented herself as being really good at doing estate sales.
Yeah,
Come to find out, she was not good. She stole from more than 20 other people.
yeah.
And fortunately, one of our nieces was familiar with the attorneys, and she found us a good attorney in Florida to deal with it. But it took us 5 years to go after this gal.
Yep.
We started out in the civil case, criminal, and then, or is it, now it's backwards. We won one of them, but she filed bankruptcy.
Oh, absolutely. You can go after them all you want, and that's their
And not
loophole.
receive any money, sure. And then we got the state involved, but they didn't want to get involved because it was in 2 different counties. But when I had my phones going with the sheriff's department and from one county to the next county, telling them, okay, well, you tell this person why you can't deal with this situation, and you tell this person why you can't, then they go, oh, wow. And we went to the newspaper and we went to the TV station.
And you have to.
And then the sheriffs got involved and the state ended up getting involved with it.
Well,
And we
you-
won that case.
You're so lucky because so many people don't think about putting both of them on the line.
Yeah.
They don't think about contacting the news and contacting the papers.
Right,
Most
yeah.
people let it go and get ripped off. And
Well,
then
yeah.
they go to the police and the police tell them to go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
Because they're not gonna get into it.
Right.
Because of something.
Right.
Because the cops don't wanna do anything.
Because they don't have it documented. It can be as simple as that.
No, if it involves them actually having to work,
Yeah,
they don't want to do that. They want to give tickets out for nothing. They want to, they want to create, I found out about Len Hageman, the sheriff in, Watauga County. The guy's a son of a bitch. He protects child abusers. These are the kind of people that you're dealing with
yeah,
on a regular basis. They
Yeah.
have to deal, they're in court, the court system. So they're corrupt by corrupt.
yeah,
So to get them to do any actual work, forget it. They may take an actual affidavit from you, but then it just goes somewhere and dies. So unless you go through all that stuff and record it, that's why this is so great to have podcast recording and all this stuff, because you should never go into a cop shop ever, or a sheriff's department, without being recorded, without recording everything.
oh, good point, yeah.
If you're gonna
Yeah.
file a charge, You need to go there and they can say, okay, you're on thing, I need to file this against this person.
Right.
That's why I made all my contacts with Lynn Hageman via email. I have all the documentation of him saying, fuck you, I'm protecting a child abuser.
Oh.
Yeah, and so, and I have all my documentation of Josh Stein, the Attorney General. I was like, listen, I got all this stuff.
Yeah.
And him saying, no, I don't care, it's not, you know, I'm not gonna help out.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna protect child abusers.
Well, that documentation is huge. Even in our estate sale, the reason why we won was because we had a notebook that, I think, 4 or 5 inch notebook with photographs of all the stuff that my mother had, as well as the estate sale lady thought that she was being very clever. She erased the USB record files from the whole weekend of the estate sale.
Oh,
and my
shit.
husband figured out how to undelete it, and I went through the whole weekend of 3-minute videos where it showed where she was hiding things, or someone was tucking stuff from the estate sale under the table, and all these different things. And so I documented each one of them. So this 3-minute segment was this. This one was this cop walking the lady out with jewelry that was worth $5,000 or something like that. So it was all documented.
And, but that wasn't on the report, what they sold?
Exactly. We got 0 amount. She felt that she owed the family 0.
That, see, people like that need to be under the jail.
Yeah.
You know, somebody who's gonna do that and steal everything from somebody who just passed and steal from a family that, you know, it's just,
It's sad.
you're doing a job and you're getting paid and you're getting a percentage, and when you
Right.
say, fuck you, I want all of it,
Yeah.
you need to be under the
Yeah.
jail.
And then they called us up at the end and tried to say, we'll give you $2,000 basically to go away. And we said, excuse me? We're talking about Marco Island, where my mother lived on the water, and she had a 4,000 square foot home full of stuff. And on the recording, I found out how much jewelry there was worth, because she had lived in New York City. And I didn't know it until I heard it on the recording. Oh, there's $500,000 worth of jewelry here, sitting here. And I said, what? I had no idea there was that much stuff.
Wow.
So there was a certain amount of naivety on my part.
But did you
know?
not go down to Marco and video everything? And
My sister-in-law did.
Okay.
She took photographs and documented everything, and all the family silver was documented with details of how much it weighed. Same with currency. There were some quarters there that were solid silver, that sort of stuff. And everything, fortunately, was in that 4 inches of photographs
Yeah.
of documentation. But the lady sold herself as she would come in and photograph everything and write down an estimated appraisal amount. But she didn't do that because she blamed it on us, saying that, well, your house is sold and the closing is going to be on this date, even though we had given her 6 weeks. I worked backwards from the date of the estate sale and the closing of the house, and I said, you've got 6 weeks to get this house all photographed, documented, and books to the family, which she sold herself on, that she would have it all done, and she never arrived at the house to do any of that. So that was why it was our books and documentation versus her nothing.
Man, I've heard so many stories like this. I mean, when my aunt passed away, my mom went through something similar with it,
Yeah.
with people down there. And, you know, for all those people out there who are looking at estate sales, take the fucking time and go down
Yeah.
and document.
Yeah.
And that is the only reason that saved your ass.
Yep.
Because if you don't document everything by yourself or
Yep.
with a family member, and a good family member,
Yeah.
you are fucked. because
Yeah.
these estate people will almost always, I have not heard of a good estate person yet, but will
No.
almost always fuck you.
Yeah.
I think a good estate person will be like, estate sales, we promise not to fuck you. That should be the thing,
Yeah.
you know, and, you know, because they're so skeevy,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I tell you, I had no idea, but I certainly got a 5-year lesson on going through the court system and everything. And she had the nerve. The newspaper followed her, the TV station followed her, and she had the nerve to say on TV, they're not getting anything. Nothing. But we got a good lawyer, fortunately, thanks to our niece.
Even though they filed bankruptcy, did you ever wind up with anything?
Not yet, but it's still kind of in the works. Because of how we did it, she claimed she was living with a boyfriend. Now, we got to go to their penthouse suite that overlooks the water in Fort Myers. And since he was the president of the gatekeepers there, we were able to take the police and get through the gate without them announcing to him that we were on our way. So we went to the penthouse suite with a keysmith and the sheriff.
Are you allowed to even say this
Yeah,
right now? Okay.
it's all.
It's all documented.
Yeah, it's all documented and closed. And we found some of our stuff in her penthouse suite. We found it still in the original bags with her hand printing on the bag. We found other people's brand new TVs, easily 4 of these 54-inch screen TVs still in their boxes.
So you had the police with you?
Oh yeah, and the lawyer. Yeah, this was after
And
the
did
judge
you-
gave us approval to go to her penthouse suite because we were allowed to go after anything that was of her business. And her business address was the penthouse suite.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So we could only touch the things that were of her business.
Yeah.
And so we weren't allowed to take anything that was personal, but the police were able to take her computers and everything that was labeled that
wonderful,
way.
yeah.
It just was a mess, just
But
what a
that is such proof that any judge will be like, yeah, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Because that person, you know, they had your mom's property there.
Right there, yeah.
Yeah, labeled and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
So you can't say, oh, that's from somewhere else.
Right.
This, oh, here's the picture I took.
Right,
And there's
exactly.
a picture of it in your room.
Right,
Yeah,
so
that's-
it was a huge education.
Now, is she going to jail now?
She's in prison.
Good,
15 years, she's been there for 4 years so far.
wonderful. Let's hope she stays there, rots and dies.
She will. And
Yeah.
because the guy she was sometimes claiming him as her boyfriend, other times her husband, he's also involved.
Oh,
So
really?
now we are in the process of going after him.
I love justice when it actually fucking works.
We had good judges.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, because, you know, that kind of bullshit needs to be cleaned up.
yeah,
And now with the day of computers and video and everything, there is no reason
Yeah.
why shit like this happens.
Yeah.
You know, you should, okay, here, we're unlocking your door, we're actually live, you're watching us, hi, we're going through, we're gonna document this, we're gonna put everything, you know, you don't have to be like, okay, just do it and let me know.
right,
No, you be like, okay, when you're in there, call me, let me know, and walk through the house.
Right.
We'll do a video together, blah,
Right.
blah, 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 blah.
right.
And it's
exactly.
almost always good to get somebody bonded and certified.
Well, she
to go
claimed
and-
to be bonded and certified. She showed us some sort of papers saying that she was bonded and certified.
You know what, there's probably a good opportunity for people who are bonded and certified, not to do the estate sales, but to do the pre-estate sales. We will go in, take a picture. If you don't have time to come down, We will walk through your
Yeah.
house, video everything.
That's how you
Docu-
should do it.
Yeah.
And we were going to, and we had people all lined up,
Mhm.
and I was to meet with them. And then she came on board and said she would handle all that, but never did it. So once again,
Yeah.
I worked it backwards with her, and I was on board with the whole rest of the family and sent around the emails telling
Well,
them,
here-
this is what we're doing with her. And my brother and his wife were down there at the time that they were supposedly doing some of the photographing and appraisal, and they never saw any issue with her.
Once a liar and a thief, always a liar and a thief.
Yeah,
And when you don't know somebody, you're trying to go with the best that you can get.
yeah,
It's always good to do research on that, because you
Yeah.
just don't know.
yeah, you
Um,
really don't.
Yeah.
And we thought we had, but I can't remember if I had, I don't remember the referrals or what. But I did go to one of her estate sales where she was actually doing it, and that was why I ran into, she introduced me to the guy as her husband, who was in the garage. So I did that as due diligence.
Mhm.
I also went to an estate meeting, conference or something like that, that was down there, trying to do my own due diligence. And the time was just short, so the rest of the family, there were 3 other family members who didn't have time to do any research. But I was trying to get everybody, we're not perfect.
Yeah.
Help me out, check it out, would you?
There is no reason, if anybody's out there, and I know, sorry, we're at this age between 45 and 60,
Yeah.
that your parents are gonna pass away. Always, 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 always get a videographer, get somebody who's, bonded and insured to go in before anything happens and just video the place.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I remember my statues, I remember those things, blah, blah, blah. Oh, the wall art.
Right,
This way you have documentation of all the shit there,
yeah,
and you don't have to guess what's going on. Now you have this hour-and-a-half video that you're gonna have to watch and document, write
Yep.
shit down.
You think you're gonna save money, but you don't think of the end result. And that really was what it was about. The interesting irony about this whole thing is during the lawsuit, they hired the people that I actually was going to bring in to do the appraisals. The same people. So it ended up costing us money during the lawsuit to bring them in. So we should have just done it in the beginning.
Yeah. Oh, well, you
Lessons
live, your
learned.
lessons learned, hard
How
lessons
many times do your parents die?
learned. Oh, I know.
You know?
Well, if you're lucky, several. And
If they have cat lives.
my mom almost died like with a heart attack when I was there 4 years ago.
Wow,
And it was 3.5 years ago.
yeah,
And she was, cardiac arrest, widowmaker, but.
just like that. huh?
Yeah, but she was like, something's wrong, and I was like, 911.
Yeah,
Woo! I brought her to the hospital and said, we put a couple stints in, you have years left.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
oh wow, good for you.
Oh, I don't know, you haven't met my mother.
Oh,
I'm kidding, Mom, I love you. She's
I'm
gonna,
sure I love you too, Mom.
she's gonna listen to this and she's gonna be like, I can't believe
Yeah.
you said that. But, it's funny because, you just don't know.
Yeah,
So, but you gotta try and take as good a precaution as you can. I don't know why
yeah,
a person won't charge you, because, not to be rude, but you knew there was more than like $10,000-$15,000 in that house.
yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
so to spend $300 to $500 just for a bonded insured person,
Yeah.
to go in with a video and go like, hey, we got this picture, I don't know who the hell
Right,
it is, but
right.
then we got this jewelry, I don't know if it's good or not, but
Yeah.
here's all the jewelry, then we're gonna go into this room and do it live.
Yeah.
And the way they should do it is they should do a private YouTube or a private video
Yeah,
and go into, because you can say YouTube's a private, But go in and say, here, I'm at your front door, here's your envelope, rip, here's your key, video started, and then walk through.
Yeah,
You know, with one person and maybe one person and a bonded police officer.
yeah,
You may want to spend that extra, be like, yep, we're gonna walk through this whole
good
place.
point,
Of
yeah.
course, the fucking cops are all corrupt.
Not all of them, come on.
You know, I'm sorry, I am very sorry for this. I have so many friends in blue, but at this point, I will say fuck the blue line. I don't give a shit about it. I give a shit about my friends who are cops, but the goddamn corrupt ones are so corrupt.
It's
I want
sad.
to see under the jail as well.
Yeah,
You know, and, you know, I was thinking about this. You want an answer to Black Lives Matter?
yeah,
Simple.
okay,
Number one, police on a traffic stop no longer walk up to the car. Ooh, someone's gonna shoot me. I'm gonna fucking pull my. No, fuck that. Little robot walks up there, screen, cameras. Hey, how you doing? Same shit for everybody. Hey, how you doing? It runs through the thing. Hi, I'm on here. Driver's registration. Show it up to the screen. Blah
Yeah.
blah blah.
Yeah.
Stay in your car. You know, everyone gets the same. There's no, hey, I smell weed. Let me go ahead and rip your car apart.
Yeah.
And, okay, so everything is robotic.
okay.
Done. So safety for the cops. You want safety for the cops? Perfect, right
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Okay, now, cops that are involved in something fishy or supposedly something fishy, a shooting, whatever,
Yeah.
a choking,
yeah,
cops aren't wearing their cameras,
yeah,
immediately indicted.
yeah,
Done. Immediately indicted. The camera goes out to the public.
yeah.
Okay? Now, what do?
There's no questioning.
The same thing with the judges. Oh, we're gonna investigate it. So they bring it to their pack of fucking hooligans and thugs
Yeah.
who don't do an investigation, even if they shot 4 people in the back.
Yeah.
They could care less. Oh, they're innocent. They're protecting their lives.
Yeah.
Which is bullshit. You put the investigative party to see if it's gonna be, you know, if the officer is gonna be brought up on charges. 4 people from the police department and whatever higher department that do investigations. 7 people who are from the community.
Interesting. I think, does Longmont have something like that where they go back over some of the issues that have happened? I forget what the review board is, but they have at least some sort of review board here in Longmont, unless they've stopped it,
I
where
don't
they
know.
go back over them. Well, I do know, because
Okay.
I went to it, and of course I was intimidated by all the people there. And they were looking for volunteers who would go through some of the cases and read through them to make sure that it was impartial. You know, whether it was on the cop side or community side. So,
No, that's
For what it's worth.
If they're doing that, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
But they need to picture,
Yeah.
when this guy ran away and the cop shot him in the back,
yeah,
well, how would they feel if that was a normal individual and the cop was running away and the guy shot the cop in the back?
well, that,
Oh, that would be a different story.
That would
No,
just-
you know,
yeah.
no, it's not a different story. It's the same story. They're here to protect us.
Right.
And I know their job is fucking horrible
yeah,
because they're getting pushed from their own bosses, they're getting
Yes.
pushed from the public.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
getting pushed in duplicate,
Yeah.
triplicate, and,
Uh-huh.
you know, and they're all taught lie for each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, no, fucking tell the truth. Videos don't lie. And so,
well, you can even take that to a lot of businesses. If they're big corporations, you have basically the same thing. You've got all the big wigs up here and the people doing the work here and the managers in the middle, and it depends on how much red tape there is as to how it goes, how the managers are. And when you think about when you run your own business, it's the business owner that you got to have all that energy or the business just doesn't work.
no, true.
So if the managers aren't doing their part and setting a good example, you've got the same thing, but where do they get their orders from?
Well,
They get their orders from up here.
It's all through communication. Because
It is.
you know who I feel for?
Who?
Who I definitely feel for?
Besides yourself.
Whatever. I feel myself.
Yeah.
I don't feel for myself. But USPS workers.
Oh,
You want to talk about people who are just fucked.
oh,
You
man.
get a job from there, number one, you can't change anything. And they always come up to you, hi, thank you for working here. We value your opinion. We value what you say. We value everything about you. Here's your job.
Yeah,
The truth, we don't give a fuck about you. You're a number. You're going to do this job. Don't give us any of your opinions because nothing's ever going to change.
yeah.
And there's not shit you can do, and all you're going to deal with is people going, why is it blah, 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 blah? How come blah, 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 blah? Why
And
you
fill
know?"
out this piece of paper
Oh
and
my
that
God.
piece of paper.
And I know some of these, that's why, my old place was called Go Postal.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And so, but I understand why these people go postal and they just fucking can't take it anymore because they're shoved in a box. They actually do a semi-personality test
Oh,
before they
no.
hire them to
Yeah.
make sure they're not that way.
I'm sure you have the same attitude as I do. When you go into a business, your mind cannot help but look around, watch the employees, see who the owner is, and get an idea of, wow, what does it take to run this business? What kind of money? What kind of overhead? What kind of people do they have to hire to make this happen? Doesn't your mind race when you go into a business?
Not anymore, no.
No?
No, I know, because I've done over 50 businesses.
Oh.
I go into a business and I immediately know how many people are in the store, how many employees are in the store,
Yeah,
who are the hierarchy, and it's innate because
Yeah.
I've spent 20 years of my life doing retail.
yeah,
I know everything happening in any store that I walk in just
yeah,
about.
yeah,
That because it is so innate. I know what it takes. I know when you hire a person, I don't give a shit. You need to hire 15 people to get one good one.
Well, there's
And-
more to it than that, though. When you walk into a place, how are you greeted? Is the place welcoming?
Yeah, no, true.
And that gives you the aura of, from that first person, how it is on up
Absolutely.
to management, to
Absolutely.
ownership.
No, completely. And that's, if you don't have somebody or something, and
Yeah.
when I say something, something humorous or something, where it gets your attention immediately when you walk in, be like, oh,
Yeah.
I need to let my guard down and relax and
Right.
be this way.
Right.
If you don't have somebody, that's why Walmart did the greeters. That's why
Oh,
Home
right.
Depot, Lowe's do the
How come they
greeters.
quit that?
They still have the greeters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But
now,
they did for a
but
while.
now they're masked people. Here, oh, you don't have a mask.
Yeah.
You know.
Or your hands clean? Let me check them out, honey.
Oh, there's a guy there. I walked in there and he's got fucking disinfectants.
Yeah.
Like, huh? Like the fucking perfume people at Sears or at Macy's. Huh? Yeah, and I'm like, no, I don't need any more shit on my hands. Yeah, the worst part is my fingers.
Yeah.
I used to bite my nails really horrible, but any of that crap would cause
ouch.
breaking and chipping.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Because
no.
it's got to have alcohol in it, right?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
it dries the hell out of your hands.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah, paper does that too. Look at my hands,
your hands look sexy.
Oh, thank you. Well, I put stuff on them.
I do too.
Yeah.
Not the same stuff, I
Oh,
bet.
okay. All right, we're not going there.
Oh, never mind. Oh, hold on. Boy, my hair looks like hell. I need to get
I
somebody.
think I'm backing up out of here.
Hold on. You know what I need? I need a stylist like Donald Trump. I need to pay
Oh.
somebody $70,000 to do
Oh,
my hair.
no.
What? You think
Yeah.
that's too much? I
Yeah.
think that's fine.
Yeah,
If I had a wig like his, I'd probably need $70,000
yeah.
too.
Oh, man, we're not going there.
No, we're totally not going there.
I'm making money with that guy, so you leave him alone.
I don't have anything to say.
Yeah.
because, if you want to talk about politics,
No, we're not going there. We went there.
this is not the spot.
Okay, all right, thank you.
So because it is, that is nothing but a lightning rod.
Right,
So
yeah,
anyhow, honestly, in the back of my mind,
yeah,
for this whole thing,
Yeah.
was trauma and customer relations and employee relations.
right.
That's
Okay.
kind of the topic I wanted to start with on
Yeah.
all this shit.
Yeah.
And this whole thing has just been like, well, let me see how Bat
Yeah.
Boy is doing. I was watching a Joe Rogan episode with, I forget the guy's name, talks real rough voice from, like a Fox News positive guy.
Yeah,
And he he was on Joe Rogan just the other week. Oh my God, he was so funny. He was
What-
real.
what-
Alex
Alex Jones?
Jones.
Oh, why? What do you say?
Oh my God, he was just at the end of the thing. He was just cutting up. And Joe Rogan was like, "Yeah, I don't know if I like this podcast studio. I was thinking about changing it." Alex was like, "Well, you can come on over to my place and have my studio."
Right.
And it cracked. I was crying. I was crying last night.
Oh, man.
And but there's,
I'm trying to think who Joe Rogan is. Do I know the name? Oh, man.
oh my God.
Am I in trouble? All
Joe
right.
Joe Rogan is the guy who was the announcer for MMA. He was also an announcer for not That's Incredible, but another show where it's like they dared people to do shit, to be in a pit of snakes,
Oh,
to
ooh.
eat
Okay.
cow balls and stuff
Oh.
like that. I mean, just crazy
Ooh.
shit.
Yeah.
And so he was great.
Yeah.
But the one thing you don't know about Joe Rogan, how fucking intelligent this guy is.
Yeah, yeah.
He's not 170 IQ, but he's easily 155.
Yeah.
He's easily, so much more better than intelligent. And he was talking about UFOs, he was talking
Wow.
about reality, he's talking about thought process.
Now, I like that idea. Tell me about UFOs. What do you have to say about it? Let's
I,
go far out.
I know how they work.
Oh, he knew?
Well, no, I know how they work.
Oh, how do they work?
First of all, a propulsion system on a UFO, how does it work?
I don't know. I thought you knew.
Yeah, okay, I was just asking you. The actual propulsion system on a UFO is actually the shell itself.
Okay.
It actually dictates where it's going to move, how it's going to move, and it's all about the field of that shell that creates it moving.
Okay.
Yeah, it's amazing what you can do with magnetic fields.
Oh, so it's magnetic fields. And so is your brain magnetic?
Oh, absolutely.
So
Yeah,
that's the
all
energy.
the brain has nothing to do with how this.
See,
is
my IQ isn't way up there, so I'm asking you some.
Your
questions.
brain is magnetic because of the electrons and the
Okay.
fields around them.
Okay,
That's
right,
what your
right.
memories are created with. That's
Okay.
what all the stuff is. And it puts these little packets of memory, of electrons in a certain order that allows you to remember shit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so.
Fun.
Yeah, I built MRIs. I mean, I know how a brain looks and how it works and what's in there. Do I know
Oh.
everything about it? No. But, the generics of it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple.
Yeah. So have you ever seen a UFO?
Only once.
Yeah?
My grandfather just passed away.
Uh-huh.
And I was I was at a hotel on the beach, and I was sitting at it, and this light just got bigger and bigger and bigger, and I was like, that thing's just sitting in the sky and getting brighter and brighter.
Yeah.
And then it turned and landed into the airport. It was a
In
plane.
the airport?
Yeah, a plane. The only UFO I saw was a plane that was coming directly at me.
Yeah.
So the bright front light was right there and got brighter and brighter and looked like it was just hovering.
Yeah.
And then whoop, turned and landed into the airport. It was an airplane.
Yeah.
It was not a UFO. No, I can't tell you how many times when I was young that I sat on the front of my car, the front of my mom's car on 9 Olden Road, Edison, New Jersey, and just laid on the hood and stared at the stars and was hoping that something would come down.
Yeah. And it just didn't.
No,
never came and got you.
Shooting stars.
You must not have had that magnetic field for it.
You know, I did a lot of meditation at that time. That was
Oh.
good stuff.
Yeah.
You know, even when I was young.
Yeah.
You know, all the meditation is really good stuff. Yeah. So as far as UFOs, how about you? Have you seen one?
I think I have.
Oh God, were you probed?
No.
Can you?
So,
Can you sing the song in China that's playing right now?
here was the cool thing. Hubby and I, this was when we were dating, and we drove from Miami up to Okeechobee, where we went for a fish camp on weekends. And we were on a dirt road, and we had the lights off on the car, and we see this thing basically hovering in the sky. And so we stopped the car, and all the lights across this big, huge thing, and we watch it, and all of a sudden it takes off fast. It was not, because it was hovering there, and it all of a sudden just disappeared.
So this was a couple years ago?
A little more than a
Why
couple
didn't you take
years.
your phone out and video record the damn thing?
Well, they didn't have phones like this, and I didn't have a video.
You see, that's a thing that's killing me.
Yeah,
It's like we have all these phones. Where the hell is all the video evidence?
this was back in the 70s. So,
why? You know, that's the problem with me watching a movie from the 70s and 80s. Pull out your fucking phone.
all right, so maybe we didn't see it, but it was pretty cool.
No, how can you say maybe we didn't? No, you saw it.
Yeah, really did.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
very cool.
Yeah, really was.
And my advice
Yeah.
is what these guys did in, I want to say it was Vermont or somewhere like this. What they did is they had a light, a flashlight.
Yeah.
And they flashed them SOS.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And then supposedly the light came down and boom, they lost 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah,
So my advice.
well, we hid, you know.
Nowadays, okay, this is what you need to do. If you see a UFO, turn your phone on video record.
Yes.
And then put it somewhere on your person and then hit SOS.
Yeah.
So
And
if your
see-
brain's not working, it's
Yeah.
okay, your phone is.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so then 2 hours, what happened to 2 hours? I don't know. Let's
Yeah.
see what's going
Well,
on.
there you go, yeah.
Always be recording.
Always,
Yes.
always, just like this.
Oh,
Well, that's
Oh.
enough of UFOs, oh well.
no, but when he was going, you know, Joe Rogan was really talking about the theories and everything, because he's had the guy who wrote Fingerprints of the Gods and things like that, and, you know, now it's Magicians of the Gods or something. He
Yeah.
wrote his other book 3 years ago, Graham something, and just brilliant,
Yeah.
because there are places like the pyramids.
Yeah.
Um,
It does make you wonder how the heck, when those people didn't live as long as we do now, how the heck did they get those pyramids built?
they didn't.
Okay, who
They
built
didn't.
them?
The other civilization that was here around 12 to 13,000 years ago.
Okay. And they
Period.
were giants?
Who knows? Who knows? I wasn't there. There's no
And
recording.
how did they get those stones lined up so perfectly?
It's very simple. They had a superior knowledge of engineering than
Oh,
we
they
do
must
right
have,
now.
yeah.
Okay. What is that? Not Kokiopelli, but the place in Turkey. I can't remember these names.
Yeah.
But there's a place in Turkey. God, I wish I remember these things. But it's underground. It's a mountain that's underground.
Okay,
But underneath it, if you get rid of all the dirt,
yeah,
this is built 13,000 years ago.
yeah,
Okay, now, I don't know if they're excavating it right now, but the pyramids, when we found them, and the Sphinx,
yeah,
the Sphinx was up to here with sand.
Yes,
This was
and
not.
even now, they're digging down deeper, is my understanding, right?
Yes. And they could tell by the Sphinx itself
Yeah.
that it had water that eroded it.
Oh.
And not just a little bit, like a lake stream
Yeah.
flooding.
Oh,
It was
oh.
flooding water that eroded the Sphinx.
Okay, and that goes back to Noah's Ark.
It goes back, Noah's Ark is like 13,000 years ago.
Interesting.
You know, they have documentation now that shows North America was a glacier 13,000 years ago.
That's
And
fascinating.
it automatically, like, you know, not automatically, but over several years, melted
Yeah,
crazy quick.
yeah,
And so the only thing that happened now, they're finding that there were asteroids that, you know, came down and melted everything. The documentation that's out there, Graham Norton, I think it is, okay, I don't remember, I gotta figure that the guy's name.
yeah, yeah,
But the documentation that's out there just is mind blowing.
yeah, yeah.
And
We
there's
used
no.
to watch, there's a show on about some of this documentation, but I
No.
can't remember the name of it now, just like you, yeah.
No, I get it.
We'll have to
because-
do our research for next week,
Yeah, but.
because we're gonna have to wrap this up.
Oh my God, you gotta go. What time is it? Do you have?
Half past,
Oh, is that when you have to leave?
yeah.
Okay, so we'll continue this because there's some really amazing things
Oh,
that go
man,
on.
I would love to get
Yeah.
into that.
Yep. Okay, so Jenny,
Yes, Ken.
our sponsors are our sponsors are PartyLikeHell.com. That's mine. Yes, I know. Our sponsors are also Gottfried Marketing. Our sponsors are.
Contact mapping with Tom and Adrian Chenault.
Yep, and anything you guys need to know, you're welcome to email us. In Ken G at Gottfried Marketing. Do you have an email?
Ginny M. Schuster at gmail.com.
That's SCHUSTER.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Yeah, I didn't have to look at that shit.
I know. I finally have you trained.
Oh my God, like a monkey. Anyhow, guys, thank you for podcast number 4.
Thank
We're building
you.
this son of a bitch up really well.
We love it.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Do 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 do.
You know I got thinking.